So the other chord that I see lots of variety of is B7. And when I first started playing ukulele and guitar as well, what I saw was the barred B7. And the Daily Ukulele, the yellow book, the first book, that's the chord that they show you. So that's a bar across the second fret and add the middle finger on the third string, third fret, third and third. And that's a B7. So you see, Robin, if you just, yeah, but move it closer to there you go, to the fret, and then as yeah, there you go. Yeah, so that's one way to do it. It's not the friendliest way, especially if you're a beginner. Why would you try to do that? And usually people don't, for logical reasons. But I discovered, working with other folks at a festival, at a fiddle camp in Maine we have, that if you take the G shape and move that as a unit, keep those three fingers in exactly the same positions and move them up one string. So instead of the third, second, and first strings, you're on the fourth, third, and second. And that's your B7. See a G like that? And then B7 like that. Right. Right. So that's another option for B7. And in the blue book, the leap year edition of the Daily Ukulele, what they started doing was listing your B7 more as an E minor shape. And if you take an E minor chord, which is the ring finger usually on the fourth fret of the third string, middle finger on the second string, third fret, pointer finger on the first string, second fret, is your E minor chord. And this is also known as the E minor shape, because you can move that shape wherever you want. And what we're doing is moving it, instead of on the same strings, keeping it on the same frets, and moving it to the fourth, third, and second strings. And that gives you a B7 chord. Now that chord is exactly like the barred one in reverse. If you have a re-entrant tuning, that is. So here you have the A up here and the B down here, chopsticks. Here you have B on the fourth string, and sorry, what am I doing here? Yeah, B on the fourth string, fourth fret, and
so that's
oh right,
bar.
and A on the first string, open. So it's just taking those two notes and reversing.
Oh, all right.
That's the beauty of re-entry tuning. It still sounds pretty cool on a low G, but it's a different sound. You had a question? I'm sorry.
No, that's why you don't have to bar, like before we were pressing.
Exactly, you don't have to bar. So we have freed you from having to bar it.
Good, because I can't.
Okay, so let's take a look at Ain't We Got Fun, page 90. I really had a lot of fun looking at all the songs in this book.
What page did you say?
Page 90, 90. No, I have it wrong.
It's page 17.
Why did I do that? What page is it? I'm sorry.
17.
Nowhere near it, Fritz. Okay. Okay. Now look at those chords across the top. Now, those chords are in the order that you'll see them. Doesn't mean that it won't be any of the previous chords between them. But it shows you what new chords you will see in the order that you'll see them. So we have C, G7, F, A minor, E minor. Look at that B7, a barred B7. Well, you could do that. I'm not sure why, but you could. And then a D7 and a D minor, and E7. So we got, look at those chord shapes, and you see the similarity on the G7, the B, well, the B7 you don't really see it, but on the D7 and the E7. You got those pairs of fingers on the same fret. So this is a valuable opportunity for you to look at those chords and look at the similarities and differences between them. But try to focus on those similarities. And I don't know, things might open up for you. All right, so we have C, G7, C, F, the first part, as usual. Okay? Da 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 da. G7 da 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 da. Da 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 da. C da 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 da. Right? F da 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 da. Bum C da 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 da. A minor. Now, suggestion here. I would normally go to the A minor with my on the second fret of the fourth string with my middle finger. However, if you use your pointer finger, the index finger rather, right? Instead, that puts that finger on the correct fret for the E minor chord. Does it matter? It might. I just want to give you that option. And if you've been playing chords the way I have for millions of years, and yesterday I realized I could do that with my index finger. I went, oh, why have I been doing it wrong all these years? So, those of you who are beginners or near beginners, you'd be wise to be aware of that. So, you have A minor to E minor, right? And now you can just go to B7 by taking that E minor shape and jumping it up one string. Have those fingers move as a unit. And here's something you can practice while you're driving at a light. Right? Not with the uke. Right? You could do that, but no, not suggested. But just take those three fingers, right, in like a step sort of thing, and just look at them, watching the light turning green, and then move them back and forth. What's that? I never miss an opportunity to practice, you know. Okay, so let's see, B7, E minor. Now watch what happens here. Next chord is G7, right? Now you don't have to lift very much because your ring finger is already in the right place, although it's on the wrong fret. If you slide that back to the second fret, you could use your middle and pinky to get that G7. If you're more comfortable doing a little danceroo, definitely fine. But the more you can utilize what fingers are already there, I think you'll find that to be an advantage. Again, it's not something that'll happen right now. You're going to have to think about it. Play it real slowly. And then we go back to the beginning. Let's try it out. Play it nice and slowly here. Every morning, every evening, G7, ain't we got fun? Not much money, oh, but honey, back to C. Ain't we got fun? Going to F chord here. What is it? A, dear C. Pointer finger, E minor, but B7, way dear. We stay as A, E minor, G7, E minor, G7. And I went to my old habit. It works fine. Back to, so what we're going to do is go to the coda. So The rent's all paid right at the beginning there. Rent's unpaid, rather. The rent's unpaid. No, the rent's all right. Sure, the D minor. Rich get rich and the C. Poor get poor. The middle finger A minor. Back to C. In the meantime, D7. Aha! Which D7 are you going to use? You got two free fingers, right? So it's either going to be pointer, rather index middle, but then you got to switch to go to the G7. Ain't we got fun? So if you played a pinky C, in the meantime D7, in between time G7, ain't we got back to C fun? It lays out real nicely. If you can just get yourself started from the right spot. So if you play a pinky C, in the evening, these fingers are available for D7, middle and ring, da 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 da, G7, da da da, back to C, regular C is fine. Okay? Yep. All right. Now, I've covered the tricky, what am I doing? The tricky aspects of these songs in what I've written for you. Take a look at page 87. Georgia on my mind. And look at all those chords. Okay, so we got a C chord, we got an E7 chord, A minor, F minor. Well, F minor is F minor. You just got to deal with it. We're coming from A minor. Let's see. What I do is the A minor, I play with the middle finger. So all the other fingers I'm going to use in the chord are free to go where I want them to. So index catches the first fret of the fourth string. Middle catches the first fret of the second string. Pinky catches the third fret of the first string.
And then just slide it up.
Right. Down here in the first position on the first fret, you don't have much choice for an F minor chord. You can choose not to play it. Don't do that. Once again, when you play the F minor chord, you have your pinky on the third fret of the first string. Just leave it there because your next chord is a C. Okay? The next chord after that is an A7. We've been there before. Pointer finger on the third string, first fret. Right? D minor, no problem, like an F chord with a ring finger added for good measure on the third string, second fret. And G7. And then C. So, the first half, once again, the first half of the song, except for that F minor chord, is a bit problematic. But everything else lays out pretty easily. You don't have to do anything tricky, finger choreography wise. But of course, second half of the song, we got to do a little work. And I think this is going to time out just right. So, we've got other arms, A minor, no, sorry, A minor, other, D minor. So right here, your middle finger is going to stay pretty much right where it is for a bunch of measures. Do not move that finger. On penalty, no, sorry, no penalties. But try not to because you don't need to. A minor to D minor, back to A minor, to F7. Middle finger stays right where it is. Okay? Back to A minor. Da, da, D minor, da, da, A minor. Da, da, D7. Keep your middle finger right there. Okay? Back to A minor. Da, da, D minor, da, da, C. Ya, da. Now what I would do here, I would go to the barred B7. Because I like the sound of it, and in terms of where my fingers are from that C chord, look at it, your index finger is already free, and so is your middle finger. Da, da, da. Okay? Do you have to do it this way, by the way? No. It's a suggestion. And then the E minor shape is pretty easy from here. Da, da, E minor, right? Da, C sharp, diminished. Da, da, da. Look at that same chord fingering of the G and the D7 chords on the first fret now. Those same two fingers are playing the C sharp diminished. But what I would suggest is, you know, every 3 frets a diminished chord repeats. If you didn't know that, you do now. Okay? So the C sharp is right there, but it's also right here. Sorry, that's not right. Right here. That's C sharp diminished, so is this. Now, if you don't know a diminished shape, it's actually 2 chord shapes next to each other. We have the G shape here on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, but we also have the G7 shape on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings. That's okay. That diminished chord is copyright Fret's Halligan, 2016. All right, so again, it's start seeing what you can do from where you are. We'll open things up. Even if you choose not to implement these strategies right away, it'll get your finger just more comfortable changing the chords you already know. Okay? So that is definitely the plan. So once again, still in peace, A minor chord with the middle finger. Still in D minor, peaceful, right? C chord. Dreams, I, B7, barred, C, E minor. The road, C sharp diminished, leads back to D minor, U, G7. Now going from D minor to G7, pointer finger does not move. So we've got lots of chords here from one to the next where you don't have to do very much at all to get there. But boy, does it sound different. And if you look at, let's see, A minor is still in D minor, da, 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 da. You could play the B7 in the E minor shape. Yeah, but that messes your diminished chord up. So that would be up to you. And then what I would probably do is go to that 1st fret diminished chord. Down, D minor. Down. So let's see. If you had a chance to download these sheets that I ran off, you know my website is ucappins.com. And my email is frets@ucappins.com. Any questions or feedback on these sheets, I would appreciate your letting me know. And also I want to hear what's really working well for you and what doesn't work well for you at all. I really want to know that, okay? So hopefully our paths will cross again, either online or right here in Belfast, Maine. If you ever want to come to a beautiful place this time of year, we're there. Belfast, Maine. So thanks again for tuning in, and thank you folks for being here with us, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. G.